My sister invited my ex-fiance and his affair partner to her wedding. He roped me, cheated on me and left me homeless. I was with my abusive ex-fiance for over 12 years. Over the 12 years, he had greatly traumatized me. He was a diagnosed narcissist. He threw hot water at me, laid hands on me a few times, emotionally manipulated me, gaslighted me whenever I suspected infidelity, and always tried his best to convince me to leave my family behind and start a life with him and him alone. I honestly should have left myself, but I was in so deep I could not imagine anything other than a life with him, no matter how bleak or dull this life would be. 3 years ago, he managed to convince me to leave my family behind, and we moved house for his work. This was 200 miles away from my family. We couldn't sell our old house, so to afford the new rental near his work, we rented out the house we owned in my hometown for income. Moving day came, my family helped us move the whole of the house, all my possessions, my pets and everything to the new place. I unloaded the van and went straight back to my hometown to get my house ready for the tenant. I cleaned it all, made sure the repairs were done, and then the day the tenant moved in, my ex-fiance broke up with me via text and told me to never come back to him again. Due to this, I had no home. He banned me from the new rental. A tenant was now in the home I owned. My pets and belongings were gone. I was heartbroken and distraught. I later found out he had been cheating on me for a while with a friend he told me he sees as a sister. This girl was always over our house. I thought she was my friend too. This was his cowardly plan to get the move sorted and house rented and break up from afar so he could live with her. After being distanced and the initial heartbreak worked through, I began to only now realize how abusive he had been. I had let a lot slide. The physical abuse was just the tip of the iceberg. You see, he had been diagnosed with a condition that meant he could die at any moment. So anything abusive he did, I excused or didn't make a fuss of. He would use his diagnosis when it was convenient to get his way. He would throw things at me because it made him laugh. Anything we did was his choice. He wouldn't let me have friends over either and wanted all of my attention to be diverted to him and only him. He would enjoy seeing me cry. To get this reaction, he would often play the music he had picked for his funeral. If I was ever sick, he'd be angry with me. He would make fun of my weight every day, jabbing me in the sides until I got so skinny he would jab my ribs. Then when it got to that point, he'd jab my ribs and tell me to gain weight. He would do this in public too. He would grab any part of my body whenever he pleased, no matter how much I asked him to stop. Towards the end of the relationship, there were times when intimacy was incredibly painful. I would cry and ask him to stop. He didn't. After the breakup, I asked him why he did this. He said he got carried away. The part that truly hurt the most was that my sister knows all of this. I confided in her a while after the breakup, but she had zero sympathy. When I told her about the intimate assault, she said, "Why would you try to ruin a good man's name?" She didn't believe me and told me she was still in contact with my ex and he had told her the truth about it all, and according to him I was the abusive one. After that we didn't speak for a while. Then a little while later, she broke up with her fiancé. Immediately after this, she behaved as if she understood me and sympathized with what had happened. She also said she no longer had contact with my ex. We started speaking again and became close. She then got back with her also abusive fiancé. This guy has been violent towards her, thrown her out the house multiple times, takes substances too and steals from her. He's put cameras in their house so he could see if she had people over. My family has tried their best to help her. We each have given her a place to go to build her life again, but she has gone back to him each time. And this time they are planning a wedding and are now pregnant. I believed her when she said she no longer was in contact with my ex. Turns out that was a lie. She's carried on having contact with him the whole time. She has even invited him to her wedding. By inviting my ex and his affair partner, she knows this means I will not attend. The rest of our immediate family are also not attending because of this.